I thought that being a doctor would fix me. I thought that once I finally wore that white coat and everybody started calling me doctor, something inside me would shift and I would feel whole, respected, fulfilled. But it didn't. If you've ever felt like you were chasing a dream and achieving that dream could fix something deep inside of you, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Dr. Royce. I'm a medical doctor. I schooled in China and I currently live and work in Lagos, Nigeria. And welcome back to my YouTube channel. This channel ranges from medicine to womanhood to faith, the entire behind the scenes of living an honest and truthful life. So if you feel like any of this resonates with you, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and join the family. And this is not just because we want the channel to grow, but because I'm interested in building a community that feels like home, with like-minded people just like me. If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right, but something still feels off, then you're not alone, and you're definitely not crazy. I'm going to be sharing my experiences in medicine, but you don't have to be in medicine to watch this video. It could be in any area of life, and if you feel like this sounds familiar, then you'll possibly enjoy this video. So please stick around and watch till the end. I've always wanted to be a doctor. You know those questions you get from primary school, those what do you want to be in future questions? My default answer was always doctor. And it made sense because I like helping people, I'm very nice, and I also like biology in secondary school. So I naturally gravitated towards that path. It didn't make it any easier that my dad also wanted me to be a doctor, so it was almost a non-negotiable. There was a point in my life though that I considered studying computer engineering. I think that was in SS1, but that dream was short-lived because I knew that there was just no room for it. I eventually went to study medicine in China at 17. But I ended up doing a lot of my clinical rotations in Nigeria, and that entire process wore me out. The exhaustion, the toxicity, you could be publicly shamed for not remembering the most basic things, and it wore me out. I got tired, I got drained. So about 6 months in, I decided that I was not going to be a doctor anymore. That I was just going to get my degree and go for a master's in Canada. But then I spoke to someone and they told me that it possibly could be the Nigerian system that I was tired of, and I should consider doing clinical rotations in other countries as well. So I went to Malta because of this. This was the major reason I went to Malta in 2023. When I got to Malta, the system was less toxic, the people were nicer, but then I realized that it was not a Nigerian thing, and it's medicine in general. Medicine is an extremely exhausting career. It takes your whole life, and it is not a Nigerian thing. If you thought it was a Nigerian thing, please think again, it is not. But in other countries, you're compensated better and the working environment could be a bit better, but in the end, the exhaustion is everywhere. It's a general problem. When I finally got my degree in 2023, I didn't feel victorious. I just felt relieved. The entire exhausting process was over and I was so happy to be done. But then I realized that medicine had taken so much from me and I couldn't really see what it gave me. Yes, people respected my career, but then what? I didn't feel happy, I didn't feel whole, I didn't feel fulfilled. I felt tired because I knew that the journey wasn't over. There was residency, there was work, and like the 6 years was just a tip of the iceberg of the stress that I'm going to see in this life, in this career. So I wasn't excited at all. There were moments I genuinely felt like if I quit medicine now, who am I? Because for so long I've been a medical student, training to become a doctor, and then I became a doctor, and then I wasn't sure if I wanted to be a doctor, but then I didn't know what else to do. It felt like I was caged, as I said. Because in Nigeria, you don't have the option of studying medicine and just leaving after 6 years with your degree and going to do something else. If you're foreign trained like me, I trained in China. If you come back to Nigeria, you have to take the Medical Dental Council of Nigeria's board exams before you can do anything. So you have to take the exams, do 1 year of housemanship before you're eligible to go for NYSC. So you don't have the option of saying, I don't want to be a doctor anymore, let me just use my medical degree and go and find something else. You can't, because if you don't have an NYSC certificate, most companies won't hire you, and so you're stuck in a limbo and you feel caged. And this is the case for a lot of people that I know. One thing I've always done very intentionally though was having a life out of medicine. And I'll tell you why, because I learned this the hard way. Let me tell you a story. When I was in second year in uni in China, my two sisters also schooled in China, and they were in China at the time, they were in another city. My eldest sister offered to take all three of us on a fully funded trip to Shanghai in China. And unfortunately, I had a physiology test on Monday. So she offered to take us on a weekend trip, and I could stay on Saturday and then come back on Sunday and study for my test on Monday. But at the time, I just couldn't imagine having a test and then going to Shanghai, even if it was just a little test, a continuous assessment test. But I couldn't fathom it, so I declined. Eventually, I took that test and I failed that test. And I didn't go to Shanghai, I didn't pass my test. I felt really bad, and I learned something. You see, tests are important. I'm not saying that they're not. But finding a way to balance things so that you don't continuously miss out on life because of medicine is essential. Because in medicine, the exams never end. Like, you go from having exams in med school to having exams in residency. A residency is a lot of years. You can, if you want to migrate to another country, there's another exam. So how many outings will you really cancel? And if you do that, how will you actually live life and enjoy life? That was a lesson I learned in med school, and I carried it all through med school, and I still practice it in my life even now. I make sure I have a full life out of medicine. I am so much more than just a doctor. So I admonish you today, my friends, make sure that medicine is not the only thing holding up your life, because it takes too much and gives too little. So make sure you pray, exercise, go to parties, go for events, hang out with family, hang out with friends. So make all of this like a compilation. Make your life a compilation of everything, and make medicine a part of it. It is absolutely unacceptable for medicine to be your whole life. Make sure you tell yourself that until you actually believe it and you live in that truth. So if you're in med school or you're on endless hospital shifts, I want to tell you something today. Do your best, pass your exams, become a doctor, go through residency if that's what you really want. But don't let medicine be your entire identity. Have a life outside medicine. Laugh, live, eat, pray, exercise, go for parties, have fun, go to concerts, live a full life. Because when the system fails you, and it will, you need to really know that you're someone outside being a doctor. I thought being a doctor would fix me. It didn't. But being in this journey now, I've learned that nothing fixes you in this life. You fix yourself. And that's probably what true healing looks like. I live very intentionally. I study when I have to. I go to the hospital when I have to. But I also make sure I live my life. I go for events. I make sure I'm there for family when they need me to be. I don't take up job roles that are extremely exhausting. My advice to you will be to always think about you when you begin a job role. Always think about you when you're working in the hospital. You come first. Medicine is great. Healthcare is great. Giving to the society is amazing. It's essential, and you're doing the Lord's work. But remember, there are no 2 years. If you die today, you will be replaced. So always remember that you come first. Thank you so much for being here. And if you feel like any part of this video resonated with you, then please give this video a like, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and share this video to anybody you think may need it. This is just the beginning. Please hang around and let's grow together. Bye bye.